played the wrong song last time, Wes. But this is the Lowco Hoops Report. It's Friday night. We're live on the Lowco Media Network talking Lowco Hoops. We've been out in the gyms. We've got some other friends who have been out in the gyms going to come by. And if you would like to join us, let us know how to get you the link, and we'll get you the link and get you in here to tell us about the games that you saw tonight. I am Justin Jarrett. He is Wes Kerr, and we're talking hoops tonight. So jump in with us if you want to. Get in the comments. Let's talk about what happened out there, and we've got a few scores to run down, and we will find more as the night goes on here. Cross girls took out Buford Academy 80-41. I saw about 3/4 of that. I had to run home and grab a memory card I left at home at halftime. But Cross girls look good. Matthew Fisher Davis, got to talk with him after the game. You know, he's the real deal. He was the real deal at Vandy. He's the real deal on the sidelines. He's not your traditional coach by any means. He's kind of this, new wave of young guys and young women who played at the high level and have some swagger to them, and the kids love to play for him, and he's got them playing a high level of basketball. So that was impressive to see. Buford beat Whale Branch 38-36. Another Donnybrook for the girls over there. Buford team continues. I mean, Reggie Jones teams always get better and better as the season goes on. They scrap, they play tough. They don't care what it looks like. It's going to be ugly, but they'll win a bunch of games that you don't think they're going to win. So there's been some good little tussles between Buford, Whale Branch, and Battery Creek girls, and then Buford and Battery Creek will go at it later on. Still looking for scores on Bluffton, Military Magnet, and Hilton Head High at Bradwell. Hilton Head Christian girls dominated Cardinal Newman 61-32. You were there, so we'll talk about that more in depth in a bit. But Tamaya Hutchinson with 20, Devin Yard with 19, including 10 in the first quarter. So big win there. Hilton Head Prep Northwood, we're looking for that one. St. Joseph's John Paul, we have that one. It was a 3-point game. I want to say 45-42 in favor of St. Joseph's. Yeah, 45-42. Quite a battle. Gracie Henderson was 16. Knocked down some big threes. Brady Mahoney with 10 and 8. So St. Joseph's did a good job of limiting her, at least her scoring. She was able to get on the boards, but kept her to just 10, which is, still a nice night, but not up to what she typically puts up. So defensive struggle there. But that, again, to me, that's an impressive outing for John Paul, an impressive outcome. You'd love to win it, obviously, but it's a good sign that they played St. Joseph's that tough. Dorchester beat Patrick Henry 39-25. Stricklanders, he's got to work at 4, so he will not be joining us tonight, but PHA girls take a tough loss. On the boys' side, still waiting on quite a few. Battery Creek at Ridgeland, Buford at Whale Branch. We'll check in on that on Buford's own. Bluffton at Military Magnet, Hilton Head High at Bradwell. Hilton Head Christian beat Lawrence Manning 59-42 on the road. Looking for Hilton Head Prep Northwood, which I'll check game changer in a minute. And waiting on St. Joe's John Paul. But Patrick Henry beat Dorchester 68-42 with 21 from Forest Ferry. So that's where we stand so far. Wes, you were over at HHCA, and we thought that was going to be a pretty tough matchup for them with Cardinal Newman. It typically has been, but HHCA girls look good tonight.
Yeah, they took care of business, got to a big lead early, and those big three of Tamaya Hutchinson, Devin Yard, and Morgan Scott, who are carrying the load for this Eagle team, and they're looking as dominant as ever out there. And there was a question of would these three be able to continue to operate on their own. Certainly lost a few pieces from these last few years, but they looked really in sync from the first jump, and Devin Yard has really become that go-to lights-out shooter, hitting some threes in the corner, a pair of three-pointers to start off in that first period. And Tamaya Hutchinson, certainly always so lethal on her takes of the hoop and can also hit some nice jumpers. So the offense was in full rhythm, and they were able to dig it defensively, get some stops, and force some misses to get that separation. And then, of course, Morgan Scott, with that strong presence inside, also just a little bit of everything offensively. Done a good job spotting open shooters, open players, to move the ball around. So, all in all, a very impressive performance for Hilton Head Christian Academy, and they're looking like one of the top squads, if not the team to beat here in Skeeza 3. I think the gap certainly narrowed. There's some solid competition throughout. But this was a Cardinal Newman team that I thought would have a chance to compete with the Eagles. But so far this Bobby Thompson squad is living up to the resume that we've seen in the past. So an excellent performance there by Hilton at Christian Academy. So another win up in the record for the Eagles, who just had that one loss so far to Bradwell, 59-38.
Yeah.
But that's a really strong group that they played.
I'm sure Robbie B has more insight on that, and he's in the green room. So let's get him in here along with Tristan Roberts from Beaufort's own Whale Branch student who was out at the Beaufort Whale Branch game. So welcome, gentlemen. Welcome to the Hoops Report.
Hello.
How good, Robbie B. I love tonight's Easter egg. We got Bob Sulik. That is beautiful. Just beautiful.
Yeah.
Right there. Tristan, we haven't tracked down a score yet for the Beaufort Whale Branch boys game. I saw Whale Branch was up by a decent margin in the third, but give us an update on what went down out in Seabrook tonight. I know Beaufort girls scrapped out a tough win, but and then what happened in that boys game?
Yeah, the Beaufort girls, that was a good team win. They were down their head coach and one of their star players with Halcyon. She was down. I don't know what injury she had, but she wasn't playing tonight. So
that's a big loss.
Yeah, it was more of a you could tell they were more hungry than they normally were, Just like it was a scrappy team win. Their defense was the main point in that. It was overall just a great team win by Beaufort. Whale Branch girls, a bunch of turnovers. They got messy in the fourth quarter. Didn't know kind of what to do in the crunch time. Like they let a good 40 seconds run off the clock before fouling one time. So it was a little bit of a hectic ending to that one. But main event of the night, the Beaufort boys versus the Whale Branch boys, and that was a great game. Whale Branch got off to a hot start in the first half. They were, I think it was 35-22, and Beaufort High came back and ended up winning it.
Whoa!
Beaufort High ended up coming back and winning it. Player of the game, undoubtedly Samari Bonds. I believe that he had a good 25, maybe 22. If he had a great game from three, from on the defensive side of the ball, finishing at the rim. He had a great all around game.
You got a score on that one?
I think it was 61-58.
Okay. Man, that Beaufort team continuing to find a way. I mean, I have learned, and I should have known. I should have known. Don't sleep on the Beaufort Eagles. I don't care what sport it is. You cannot sleep on that Beaufort boys team. Jeremy Huff's a great coach. Those kids, oh man, they're special over there in Ladies Island.
Yeah,
we got the Beaufort's own highlights from the boys game here. If you guys want to peep them. Let's check them out.
Man on the defense there on Mr. Jenkins Thompson. For like most of the first half, they didn't put him into like 4 minutes left to go in the second. Right attempts a three. That time, speaking of threes, go to starters for the 1.5 quarters. A big difference. That's Gilbert. He's going the other way. Keeps it himself. And right trying to go straight in.
Whale Branch got on him early.
And they're going to
tricking them to make it bad.
Everything was falling for Whale Branch early. I don't know what happened.
His long arm kind of attributed to that.
Right with the shove there.
Oh wow, nice look. Nice look, Talon. Woo!
Jeez, 9-1 favor of Whale Branch.
Pass in between.
Nice.
Oh, and the splash from downtown.
Knocking down some threes. It's going to be a long
11-point lead. Warriors. Here
Here
come the Eagles.
The thing is, though, in 1A, there aren't going to be that many teams who can match Whale Branch's depth. When they go up against a 4A team, they're going to be able to bring guys off the bench that can go. But not every 1A team is going to be able to do that.
Breakout here. You can have a breakout game right here. Samari Bonds.
Tristan, you and Javon do a terrific job on these broadcasts, man. I've really enjoyed watching you guys.
So professional and just really well done. The graphics, the commentary, the presentation, just terrific job, guys.
Just
Thank you, guys.
constantly
Thank you.
up in your game.
We appreciate it a
It's
lot.
awesome.
Thank you.
And Malik Thompson's got like already 5 rebounds.
Whew. LeBron's smooth, bro.
Wow.
He's smooth.
You got the line going the other way, LeBron, right?
There he goes again. You can't give him that much space. I'm going to say they made some defensive adjustments at halftime.
Oh yeah. One thing I did notice is that when I think it's AJ Newton, he got into the game. Their paint game, Will Branch's paint game, that they were.
I think the lead rebounder for this team out here, they get a fast.
He started to shut it down.
Yeah, he started to shut it down when they got into the paint. When he got in the game, you know, they started Brandon Blackman over him, and then he got into the Newton got into the game, and I guess started being a little bit more smart on the defensive end, not attacking the main ball handler as much as Blackman was, I guess.
Yeah, that checks out. I mean, I think that's a nice 1-2 punch they have there. I think it's been pretty good. Like some nights Blackman is the better matchup, and he's able to do some nice things and has had some really big games. But then other nights, you know, it's a better matchup for Newton, and obviously that's Newton there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's been a pleasant surprise. I didn't know about him, but I like what I've seen. Yes, I agree, Kevin. Buford's own is rad.
It is very rad.
It gets more rad all the time. Javon's killing it, man.
They do an outstanding job.
Yeah, baby.
Heck yeah.
Smooth. I like Cleckley, though. Cleckley is – I'm wearing my Anderson Jones fan club shirt tonight. I was going to talk about some guys that fit the mold, and I was going to talk about both of those cats right there, Cleckley and David Evans.
Yeah, and I wish you were able to see Anderson Jones play a little more. Just, you know, unfortunate for him, but that guy's amazing, and I just hope we continue to hear good things from him and for him to be whatever he's doing now to continue to.
Yeah, he's at Clemson. He's playing adaptive tennis, and
awesome.
you know, I mean, obviously life is different now, but and it's not easy, but he's doing well. He's got a great family behind him. That's a great look.
That was.
Yeah,
Naeem Pope's been nice too. They just got a bunch of guys doing their job and battling. I like both these teams a lot, really. Oh, Favor just got teed. BA boys. Oh, Fish got one tonight, and BA boys coach got one too. Ref apologized to him at halftime, and he said, "Oh, it's okay, man. You got to get your first tee sometime."
Fish is 2 for 2, man.
Fish is 2 for 2. You got to demerit. You got to demerit.
I think Fabe gets a
code of conduct warning.
I think Faber gets another one later on. I think Faber gets another tag later on in the game, I believe.
Well, that would mean he got run, right?
Right.
He run to get 2. Oh, Mari.
Unless the first tech was on the bench, because there was a tech on the. I think there's probably a tech on the bench and then a tech on Faber himself.
Maybe, because I think if you get 2, you're out the house, and that means you're out the next game. You gotta leave the barn. Oh, that was nice. Mari is really good.
Yeah, he's a fine built athlete, and just one of those gamers that's gonna give in that extra bit when they, especially basketball. Like I remember in that playoff run last year, Bonds, he was faced to make a couple of defensive plays to steal some wins, and now he's really carrying it over to this year too. But he's really fun to watch out there in the court.
Nice.
But you know, Tristan, when you're looking at this Buford team, you know they lost a bunch. They lost Bonds, or not Bonds, but they lost
Dennison,
Dennison,
Yay.
and Sonny Day. So that's two guys.
And Arthur Singleton.
Yeah, Arthur Singleton as well.
And
so.
McLeod Rochelle, and they lost a lot.
Yeah, they did.
But I think that kind of explains why they picked up where they left off, because a bunch of these dudes that we didn't know their names because they were playing JV together last year, and now they've just slid in and they know how to play ball together.
Something to be said for continuity, that's for sure.
I was gonna say that it's probably that case that you were saying. We give it to
David Evans,
whether they win or
nice look.
Depending on the outcome here.
I love David Evans, bro. I just love little guys, man, who play above their size. Nice follow. Man, you guys have had some great games on Buford's Own the last couple of weeks.
He was hot in the first quarter. And here comes Bond.
These post-game highlights are clutch.
Yeah.
Gilbert, Bobby's on rebound, he gets it. And the foul call.
Okay, I can explain this one right here. So it's 23 seconds left on the clock, and Talon tries to foul Pope, but the ref didn't call it the first time. So Pope kind of walked with the ball, and they were trying to get the travel call, but then I guess Talon fouled him again, and he called the foul on the second one instead of calling the travel.
I got you. I love it. Gotta love it.
Student section literally came onto the floor and held up a $10 bill. It was like
gotta love it. Thomas Erdell checking in with the Buford team looks so different from last year. Bond's now their star player. Absolutely. He's the guy. He's the straw that stirs the drink, so to speak. But man, some guys have really stepped up, as we've mentioned. And Tristan, you've seen much more of them than we have. Who are the guys that you feel like are really, legit and are going to be able to carry this team and maybe contend in the region again?
Like you said, Bonds is definitely one of them. That's their star player. That's the guy that they expected to break out. And he has. He's I wouldn't say put the team on his back. It's been definitely team wins that they've had so far. But he's definitely their main guy that they want to have the ball in their hands. Another guy that I've seen was probably AJ Newton. Just like the wit that he has in the basketball sense. Some of the stuff that goes unnoticed is like the rebounds. He was the main reason why Buford High got back into the game, because he was kind of out rebounding Bradford, which Bradford was like the leading rebounder of the game before AJ Newton checked in. So he was kind of getting boards over Greg and Bradford, and just like the way that he was boxing out people, some stuff that goes unnoticed that doesn't go on the stat sheet. Newton was probably one of those guys. I believe that Blackman, he's a streaky player, but when he's hot, he's hot. I mean, defensively, he's a great shot blocker. He can guard probably 3 through 5. He's a quick guy. Those are some of the guys that I've seen so far that have kind of made an impact and a stamp on the Buford team.
Yeah, I'm sold on what this Buford group can do. Samari Bonds, special dude out there when you really get to going, and he also brings like that signature energy on defense, which saw the end of last year and is carried over to this season as well. But they're right back at tomorrow. They're at May River, so another rematch of game that happened last week. Buford won that one by 11, so expect another close one between these two teams. And then you got 2 against Boston coming up, so a lot of local and local battles for this Buford team, looking to prep for region play. So I'm pumped what I'm seeing here. But talking about Whale Branch, I agree in the fact that I think having the athleticism and what they showed early in the year, I think that's going to put them in a good spot in this region in Class 1A and just lower state in general, because it's a 1A school when you have that kind of size, athleticism, and good coach at the top in there, and Jeremiah Faber, it puts them in a really good position. So I mean, what do you take away from what this Whale Branch team can do this year? Obviously, off to a great start. They just couldn't keep it going as the Eagles early about their comeback. But given a always solid 3A school, a close game, has to bode well for the Warriors.
Yeah, they have a lot of depth and like you said, a lot of size on that bench. I mean, one thing that I would like to see from the Well Branch team is just keeping up consistent play from that first half. They always start off strong, and then it's kind of like they get a lead and then they kind of die out in the second half, kind of like the Battery Creek game. It didn't go noticed as much because they won that one. So like it's a win. So everybody's going to talk about the win. But the two Buford games, they started off in the lead, started off big, and just kind of died out in the second half. It kind of seemed like Buford just kind of out hustled them, you know. But one thing is that they still are missing their star guard KJ Chisholm with the North South game. So that's one piece their starting rotation that they are missing. So.
And it's a big piece. I mean, it really is. He can play really in any position on the floor. He can get his from anywhere. He has great court vision, distributes really well. So no, he's worth a few points. So that's a really
and
really
in a close
point.
game, in one possession game, I mean, that could flip the other way if you have someone like that.
Yeah, he's worth a few points. So that's a really good point. Let's shout out some sponsors real quick. Tristan, you want to hang around and talk some more hoops with us? We got Coach CJ Brown from Battery Creek jumping in just a minute.
Of course.
All right, let's keep you in here then. Let's shout out some sponsors, our MVP sponsors for Lowco Sports, beginning with Megan Jarrett, the official realtor of Lowco Sports, and my wife. She's sleeping in the other room, but she's our biggest supporter from day one. She's the one who gave me the go-ahead to make all this stuff happen, and she still supports us to this day. But we got to support her too. When you're looking for your place in the Lowco, call on Megan Jarrett for a starter home, a forever home, an investment property, whatever you need. She's the official realtor of Lowco Sports and the queen bee of the Lowco Hive. And when we find that perfect home, we're going to call on my friend Jan Lucas and his team at Homegrown Home Inspections, the official home inspectors of Lowco Sports. It's been a pleasure to see Jan up close and personal and see firsthand the level of expertise and customer service that he brings to every home inspection. He's doing a ton of work out in Latitudes, Margaritaville. So if grandma and grandpa are looking to move down here and live that island lifestyle out in the Ville, hit up Homegrown Home Inspections for a phased inspection to make sure you get a beautifully built home and a great investment in the local real estate market. And when it's time to sign the papers, we can go to Mickelson Law Firm, the official real estate closing attorneys of Lowco Sports. Our first sponsors, still with us 6.5 years later, which is a testament to the people and community leaders that Ryan and Tiffany Mickelson are. And that's what you get when you call on Mickelson Law Team for your legal needs. And then Hospice Care of the Lowcountry, the official hospice care of Lowco Sports, only not-for-profit hospice care in southern Beaufort County. And they also provide palliative care and free grief counseling to our community. The CEO, James Disman, is a great friend and a tremendous leader. And he's got a great team at Hospice Care of the Lowcountry, where it's not about dying, it's about living. Those are our MVP sponsors, folks, and we appreciate them so much. And now we welcome in Coach CJ Brown from Battery Creek, as long as he's here with us. He popped in. Let's see if he's Coach, you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here. How you doing, Coach?
Oh, we got him in the car. We appreciate you, Coach. Big win, or in the bus, maybe. Big win tonight, 68-52 at Ridgeland Hardyville. Bounce back victory after losing to the Jags in a tough game the other night. So tell us about the win on the road.
I'm gonna try my best, the best I can, man. We headed back home on Snake Road, so hopefully you guys can hear me.
If you drop out, we'll pick you up later. It's always
good playing it. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. It's breaking up, man.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, it was a good fight, man. We jumped out on them. 25 to 9. After that, man, they fought hard, man, and they got themselves back in the game. Only us, we went up by 2 at halftime, but we had a hard, good conversation in the locker room. And then after that, man, we just played fundamentally sound defense, which is gonna be our main thing for us this year.
Yeah, I mean, terrific bounce back win after losing some at home in a close one. You get them, by a considerable margin, 68-52. So what have you learned from this team now through a couple of games to start this season?
I mean, if we look at over the years, man, how we've been up and we've been down. But last year when we got down, we kind of just threw it in the towel. Well, this year we've been able to be down in a lot of games and fight back. I know we only lost 2 games, but compared to last year, and losing those games by 5 is big for us now because they were actually good dog fights.
Yeah, Coach. We welcome in fellow Battery Creek alum Javon Livingston from Buford Zone. We're talking with Coach CJ Brown from Battery Creek, who's on Snake Road, so he's cutting up a little bit, but we're getting most of it. As long as you're getting us, we're getting you. Coach, tell us who were some of the standouts tonight for you. You've had some different guys step up throughout the season, so who got the job done for you tonight?
We had 5 guys in double digits. We had Elijah Mathis, our senior guard. He had 12. We had Ethan Cox, our sophomore. He had 14. Ethan White, another senior guard. He had 14. We had Quintavious Williams, which is a senior guard. He had 10. And we had Javari Cole, which is a senior big. He had 11. So we got it done all over the place, man, tonight.
That's good to see. You fellas got any questions for Coach Brown?
You talked about how you played fundamentally sound defense in the second half. Did you see anybody in particular, or like what kind of contributed to the step up in defense from last year to this year?
We got a really good, and I'm saying it a lot, man. But Coach Capers, when we got him, it was a big asset to our program. Not nothing against any of my other assistants, man. They're all good, but Coach Capers he's a defensive coach, so he handles the defense. He calls the defense. He tells me what he's running, and we go from there, man. And he's the mastermind behind our defense.
Outstanding, good stuff. Coach Capers definitely been around a long time. He was over there at Whale Branch for a long time, stalking around the bench over there, and definitely picked up a few things from the guys who came through there, both the players and the coaches. So always great to have an asset like that on your bench. Talk a little bit more about Ethan Cox, because I was really impressed with him in the first meeting with Ridgeland Hardyville. Young kid, just a sophomore, if I'm not mistaken, but big, strong body and knows how to work it, move with it and get to, angle himself and get to the rack. And I was impressed with him in a short period of time. So I'd love to hear more from your perspective about his potential.
Ethan in his class can be the best around here. Of course, man, he's young, so it's still some things that we're trying to get out of him that we're trying to push as a coaching staff and as a program. But for him to have games like this in previous games, the sky's the limit for that kid, man. He has full potential, and he doesn't always start. He didn't start tonight after having a good game against Branch, but he still stayed on the bench and then came in off the bench and gave us 14. So he can, whether he start or don't start, man, he's still going to always produce and give us what we need.
Yeah, Coach, a really nice win. Now you guys got to have a quick turnaround and get right back at it tomorrow at a Bluffton team that's looking pretty solid, a new head coach. So what have you seen, about this Bobcat squad as you get ready for a local rivalry?
And I like to read resumes, man. I think Coach Gabriel, if that's his name, I think he got a solid resume, man. We were able to look at him a little bit on film. He got a couple of kids that transferred over from May River, the big wide receiver. So man, we're going to be in a good game, but we're just trying to see, because some of those guys that they played around here for a while too, so they'll be exiting out just like some of our guys that we had. But we're looking for a good game with those guys.
Javon's back. Javon, you got any questions for your old classmate, old schoolmate at Battery Creek?
Me personally, man, I just want to see him do a good job, man. Like I said, I've talked about this, to other people, and I've talked about this to you. He's just been a guy who's done everything right, man. I just love to see him get some in the win column, man. And I like the guys scrappy, and I see the defense, man. Is that the goal this year, just to have a scrappy defense? to win
We
games.
just lost Coach Brown on Snake Road. We'll see if he pops back in here. He just disappeared on Snake Road. It happens, but no, you have to be proud as a Creek alum to see and a friend of CJ's who is in his corner, as I think we all are. To see him starting to turn the corner a little bit, and I hope they continue to have success. They've got some talent over there.
Yeah, for sure. I was impressed that first game. I just love the defensive side, defense and basketball kind of. Defensive football is one thing, but defense and basketball, man, just to see people getting after it, going after loose balls, you know what I'm saying, getting steals and things like that. I just love to see that, challenging people before they even come across half court. It was awesome to see that in those games. So I'm happy everything's kind of starting to turn the corner a little bit.
Javon, what do you think about this Buford team who continues to surprise with a really nice win over Whale Branch tonight?
That boy Samari Bonds, man. That boy Samari Bonds, he is a dog. Like this was the first game where I would say I've never said he's lived up to his potential. I've always said he had the skills to be a great athlete, especially with basketball. Tonight was the night. I got the message from Coach Huff, 30 points. 30 points.
Okay.
And it was a beautiful 30 points. And he was the only one fighting when they were down. And they were down by 10 points. It was Samari was still going. Everybody else was kind of letting the flow of the game come to them. And Samari was like, nah, we going to go get this. Like, he was taking the ball, and he was driving through everybody, man. He did everything except dunk the ball tonight. He did everything. He made a sweet play.
Almost dunked one, but he was smart enough to know they were about to undercut him, and he just laid it in instead. We saw that in the highlights.
Yeah. The one and the play in the second quarter, man, where he drove and then hit a spin move in the lane and then just threw it up backwards. I was like, yo.
I think that was the one where I went, oh, while we were watching the highlights.
Yeah, me and Tristan were sitting there. We were sitting there, dog. It was amazing to see that, and it was like, that's the player I feel like he can be. I don't want to say every night. You know what I'm saying? 30 points, 6 steals. That's a lot, every night, regardless of what kind of caliber player you are. But if he can average 18, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Even that's still high. That still might get you some all-state considerations, averaging 18. But if he can get somewhere in that range, like 15 and 18 for them consistently with that defense that he plays, man, he's a beast for real for them.
He'll for sure. Yeah,
Robbie, you've been quiet over there, man. You awake?
He's dreaming. He's dreaming like that avatar he's got there.
Rob might have fell asleep. That's Bob Sulik, the legend. Bob Sulik. I think.
But what I was going to say, Javon, is that I think if you look back to the playoffs last year when Buford made that run, I remember Samari making a couple of impacts. Obviously more of a role player last year when you had the other guys that team really built off of, like James Dennison and Solly Gay and a couple of others. But I thought Samari really played well in some spurts throughout that run, especially made some big impacts on defense. So really he's brought a more complete aspect of basketball on both ends. So this guy, we've seen him a lot on the football field, great competitor, and just the intense look and feel to his game, no matter what sport it is. So how cool is it to follow his career these last few years, playing multiple sports and really showing more of that dialed in swagger that you need to carry the load more often.
For me, it's basketball. I'm a football guy. I watch football. You know what I'm saying? But with football, I get what people mean. Why basketball players kind of make a little bit more money because they're more personable without having helmets and stuff on, things like that.
Yeah. Right.
And I couldn't get a gauge on Samari. He was just kind of this chill guy on the football field, and then he gets on the basketball court, man, and he's a menace, man. He gets on there, he goes after him. He's a dog. I get to see him beat things he doesn't do in football. I get to see him beat his chest, pull on his jersey, run into the crowd and stand on the bleachers, and you know what I'm saying? I get to see all of that, from him. And I love to see it. And like I said, I mentioned it last year during a lot of the games later in the season. I like to see his growth from his 1-to-1 turnover ratio to like 2-to-1 or 2-to-0 turnover rate, where he started to get the turnovers and not cause them. Because at first he would steal the ball and then try to run the other way and then throw it out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? In basketball. And then by the end of the season, game-winning steal layup. You know what I'm saying? And this year, now he's adding that offensive arsenal, those shots where you'd say, no, Samari, don't. Oh, he made it. Yes. Now it's starting to. He put it in the bucket tonight. He shot a high percentage. I don't know what it was, but he shot a high percentage. His only weakness tonight was the free throw line, and I think that was the beef for team as a whole. They didn't do good at the free throw line tonight. That game would have been a lot closer earlier had they made their free throws tonight, because they got sent to the line a lot.
Yeah. Ooh, I got a score that'll upset you. Military Magnet Girls 74, Bluffton 26. Robbie, you awake?
Huh?
Did you get that, Robbie?
Oh boy.
Bluffton
Military
Girls?
Magnet 74, Bluffton 26.
My.
Ooh.
Per the
Boy.
Max Preps. Bluffton 1 point in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
What?
Yowza. That's what the Max Preps says.
That's
Jesus.
That's
military. Are they? Do they have a good? I don't know. Military Magnet. Do they have a good? girls?
Military
That's
Magnet's
a good program
legit.
for a while.
Military
They've had
Magnet
state
boys
champions
or Bluffton boys win 51-50. Interesting.
That girl's.
Yeah, that girl scorer is shocking to me.
Whew. I mean, I knew Magnet was good, but Robbie, you there?
I mean, that's news to me. You know, getting back into the basketball scene. I looked at Bluffton. I was like, Bluffton looks really freaking good. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, they look like
now
the
with that
team in the area as far as the publics go. But
yeah,
the military. I mean, military is always really good, but like they beat. Remember, they were number one. They're usually number one in 1A, I think. But still, like, whoa, that one caught me.
I mean, I obviously need a little more context about like what happened.
Right? Yeah, because that's the kind that you're like, whoa, what happened here? What happened? You're not sure if maybe some people didn't play, or you just don't know. Northwood 70, Hilton Head Prep 21, girls. No bueno. So the win streak ends for Courtney and the fighting 8th graders. But nonetheless, Northwood, that could be a team that could contend with Hilton Head Christian potentially.
Yeah,
we'll see soon enough. Hilton Head Prep boys, though, win 45-36, right where they like it. And we've got stats via Game Changer, thanks to Mr. Britchke. 14 for Connor Campbell. He is ultra efficient. 4 assists, 1 steal, 2 turnovers. I mean, he's just so efficient. Barron, I forget his first name, the coach's son, had 10 with 5 rebounds. And then Britchke had 12 and 12 and 2 steals. And he was 4 for 6 from the field, 4 for 6 from the line. He's just rock solid, and they just play such great defense.
I mean, you can't really. It's hard to find a replacement for Cusano, but he's really been that big man role. He's been able to hit a couple jumpers, and really solid defender, which you saw from Cusano, and even so last year, Britchie was playing some good minutes, and he was kind of that guy who filled in at several points of that year. So they've got a big man with them, and then Connor Campbell's really emerged. He is a complete point guard. I mean, he can find the open man. He can make a couple of tremendous shots from the outside, and man, he had a couple of stellar takes to the rim as well in that Bluffton game, which I was able to see. So that guy's really emerged as a heck of a leader for this team. So really excited for what he can do this year. Richie's been excellent, and the guys around him have continued the tradition from what we saw a year ago. So good stuff there from a Hilton Head Prep team that I thought they'd contend this year, and they are doing it, but they're exceeding my expectations so far. Obviously, still earlier in the year, but have you gotten a Christian Academy score yet? We're looking to see how they did.
Yeah, 59-42. Yeah, 59-42.
Yeah.
Did Bridges play today?
They did not, to my knowledge. Boys played 2 nights ago, Wednesday night, I think, and smoked Palmetto Scholars.
Yeah.
Yeah, smoked them like bad. I don't remember what it was, but it was bad. So I think all we're missing, I'm about to update our ticker here. We're missing JP2 boys, which I may or may not have in my email if I check it. This is welcome to my life, friends. We get it. It's coming from 50 different directions. And here we got something here. Yeah, Samari with 30 and 6 steals.
Yeah.
AJ Newton with 13 tonight. That's in my email.
And he didn't start.
Man, that team's great. He didn't. Wow, that's something else. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. Tristan pointed that out.
Wow, that's nice to bring off the bench. Let's see, JP. I was going to check Hilton Head High. Did you see those scores yet, Wes? Hilton Head High.
I think he's asleep.
Bradwell.
I think he's asleep. I heard a little snore
Robbie,
there.
I think Robbie is definitely asleep. We're going to mute him and just
snore.
leave him in here asleep. He can ask to be unmuted if he wakes up. I texted him to ask if he was awake, and he did not reply. So Rob's up way past his bedtime, but we're leaving him in here for the Sulik visage, if nothing else.
That's what he's doing. He's dreaming, man.
Bob Sulik is looking over us. I love it. And let's shout out the varsity sponsors. If you have a website and you're not getting clicks, I want you to do this for me. Go to ddshhi.com. DDS Web Design would love to give you a free consultation. They will give you an SEO analysis. You'll get it by email, and then you'll be able to do some of those things on your own, maybe all of them if you have some website design experience. And if not, then you can call on DDS. They'll get you an estimate to see what you need to do to improve your search ranking so that you can get found online and do more and think bigger. So they love to work with small businesses and nonprofits. So give them a chance. DDSHHI.com. Get a free consultation. Tell them Lowco sent you. And the Parker Law Group, our friends out there, serving legal needs across Hampton, Colleton, and Jasper counties for years, and now supporting us to allow us to continue to expand our coverage in those counties and shine a light on more deserving teams and student athletes around the Lowcountry. Those are our varsity sponsors. You can join the club by emailing me at lowcosports@gmail.com, LOWCO sports@gmail.com. And all right, what else we want to talk about? Nothing from Hilton.
Still looking for. I haven't seen anything from there yet, but they're back.
Well, I was gonna talk Cross with Robbie, but he fell asleep. So, but Cross and BA, I can tell you guys what went down. Cross girls just dominant from the start. They were up like 14 or 16-0 before Kamira Freeman got them on the board. Kamira had a nice game. I know I could look up her totals. She played well, but there's just not a lot around her. Claire Tomlin is a solid player. Olivia Dinkins is a veteran, but they just don't have enough ball handlers. And Cross is really pesky on defense and got after him. And Cross has some players now. PJ is legit. The Hollings girls can all play. The Maldonados, Ryan Mayer is really good. It's crazy because Ryan Mayer is like, one of my old baseball players' older sister who used to kind of keep an eye on my daughter at baseball practice and stuff. And now she's all grown up playing high school basketball.
Yeah.
So it makes me feel old, but then the BA boys, I thought the Cross boys put up a good fight and made them play the whole game. But BA getting it done despite being kind of shorthanded. Clay Lohr messed up his finger the other night. He's going to be down for a while, and maybe our correspondent for BA basketball, Dietrich Schuford, has a brace on his knee again. He felt something pop the other night. Don't know what yet, but he doesn't think he did the whole deal, but it's not great. So they're shorthanded, but the young man from Switzerland, Matthew Mokondu, is legit. He's impressive. Zeke Gonzalez obviously is a terrific guard. Devin Fripp is the real deal, and he looks better than ever. Eddie Gonzalez is a nice big. They've got the pieces to still be pretty competitive. in skis at 2A and give people problems.
You certainly missed the Braden Deneen because he was.
You do.
He was the
He
centerpiece.
controlled the tempo and the psychology and everything really well. And, I think Zeke's still a pretty heady point guard. So I think they're okay in that regard, but they definitely miss Braden. But Fripp is a dog.
Yeah, Fripp. Just like we saw that football season, he's quite the athlete, and he's got that special ability to make some eye-popping plays out there. So that's a nice tool to have in your pocket for Buford Academy, a team that is looking like they're gonna be right there in a competitive 2A region alongside Carleton Prep and some others. So I like BA to put up a strong campaign with some of those athletes who have been there for a while, and the chemistry and the system. They're familiar with it, and they're gonna put on a strong campaign, in my opinion. So looking forward to seeing them as well. What else do we have? Hilton High, Bradwell. Still don't have them.
I was trying to get some video together here, but it's
I sent you some stuff.
Yeah, I'm on my laptop tonight, and it's not really equipped to do everything that I want it to do yet. But we're gonna.
Hey, I got to say, don't crap on laptops now. That's how.
No. I'm just saying my desktop is beyond.
It's your baby.
It's a lost cause at this point, and so the laptop is newer and better. So we're transitioning to the laptop, but I don't have everything set up. Like I need it all. It was a quick job tonight. So. We were just plugging and playing.
It's going to be a busy Saturday coming up as well. We got Beaufort May River. Lowco rematch. Hilton High back at home against Savannah. Colleton against Hampton County. That could be fun. This game. That looks pretty juicy.
And you got USCB Sand Sharks.
Did I schedule that?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We'll be there. JJ on the call.
That's right. With Rich Basirico.
One of his Rich Basirico.
I did. Yeah, Coach Rich Basirico on the call with me. Gonna be good times. Got Regent University coming in. So
I got some scheduling to do.
I wonder if Rob's still sleeping.
Yeah, they've had
asleep, Robbie?
Had over a week
off. Yeah, Robbie dozed off.
They'll be well rested. They'll be well rested for this one. They've had over a week off since their last game. So
USCB, yeah. They'll be itching to get back out there. The guys will be ready to jump out of the gym, especially, and throw it down a little. And we should have a good crowd of students back in town now after the holiday break. So it should be a rockin' cove.
Yeah.
Over at the Sharks Cove. So it should be good times. All
right, Tristan.
Let's see what else we got here. You peacing out?
Yeah.
We'll let you peace out, man.
All right.
Were you in the private chat saying you needed to peace out? Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I had it cut off there. All right, man. Take care. We appreciate you. Great job tonight.
All right. Thank you, man.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, have a good night.
Tristan Roberts, Whale Branch High School student, doing great work with Beaufort's Own and helping us out as well at Lowco Sports. Great to have him in the conversation. What else we want to talk about, guys? What else we want to talk about? I'm tired.
What's going on?
It's been a long day.
Huh?
What's that?
Yeah. I was about to ask you a question, but I was like, oh, this is the Hoops Report. Never mind. Basketball.
We can talk about wrestling. Oh, you want to talk about wrestling?
I was gonna ask what's going on. Look, I was supposed to go to West Ashley yesterday, but I got off late from work, so I couldn't make it.
I didn't see the scores from that one. I think they actually wrestled that on Tuesday, I want to say, because I thought Sowers posted the scores from that in our Hoops Report on Tuesday. That Beaufort took the West Ashley. Yeah, I thought that got moved for some reason, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
I'm glad I didn't go because I'd have been mad.
I think you might have gotten saved. I think you might have gotten saved, truly. But Battery Creek and May River went at it last night or Wednesday night. May River beat them pretty good, but Battery Creek solid. And then they clobbered Stall last night. Battery Creek did. Gunnar DeGroat got a pen last night, and he has won. He's such a stud, dude. He's won 38 consecutive matches. It's now been more than a full calendar year since he lost. And this season he's 14-0 with 13 pins.
Jesus Christ. Dude's a
and that's
monster,
after
man.
He was at 157 last year. He's at 190 this year, and he's still unstoppable.
Well, was he smaller before that?
He was like 157 last year, and I want to say he was like 130 something.
Well, they usually say the good small wrestlers, as they get older, they go up in size. They're usually the best wrestlers.
They are because they have that little guy technique, but they can use it on bigger, slower guys. And 100%. I agree with you completely. He's an absolute monster. But May River's got some dudes too, including some young guys coming up that are pretty impressive. It's cool to see and now I'm helping out the middle school at McCracken and seeing all the middle school kids. It's cool to see all the kids who are getting a really good base in the sport at an earlier age and have some real skill by the time they get to high school. So it's rising tide on that side for sure. And definitely on the hoops front, especially, the girls. The girls side on the private side is really strong right now, and then the guys are as good across the board as I really remember them being. There aren't a lot of really weak teams. Everybody's competitive in their division, and that's good to see.
Yeah, that's great. And then we got basketball tomorrow, wrestling we've just talked about, but also over the weekend. Some big stuff happening in Myrtle Beach because we have several local reps, the North-South All-Star football game, including a captain. So congratulations to Kayvon.
Oh, he's the captain.
In the South team.
Defensive captain for the South, Kayvon. We're going to have him and Zion and Coach Hannah on Monday night. Also going to try to get KJ on as well on Monday night if possible, if they're not playing. We got to catch up with all those guys. And the Hilton Head Sharks play at home tomorrow. Let me look up what time that is, because if you just love football and you just like to watch guys playing football, like, go check out the Sharks, man. Like, there's some cool guys out there giving their all for the Sharks.
Yeah. I mean, that's all lovely game at that point.
Don't laugh about the Sharks. I love the Sharks.
No comment. I've played my years.
Yeah,
I know.
As I mentioned,
I play at 7:00 tomorrow night against the River City Spartans.
You're playing to love the game, the passion that you have when you're playing it that long. You gotta embrace it.
Man, that's all. That's all it's for. But politics. Let's leave it at that.
There's no place that has more drama than that semi-pro football world.
Yeah, man.
Universe is just, it's all drama. I just know a couple people that are in it and just see some of the stuff they post, and I'm just like, holy cow, it's a whole mess. But
that's in my bag one day, man. I want to do it, man, and I want to do it right, man, because I feel like it's something that you can grow inside of a county. You know what I'm saying? That'll be real awesome for an area if they just do it right. I think guys get into it for the wrong reasons.
Let's get it. Loco, baby. Let's get a Lowco football squad together. Let's roll. You and me, Javon. Lowco zone. Let's go zone. Let's go.
Lowco zone. Lowco zone. Yeah, man.
We're gonna have to just join forces at some point.
At some point, it'll happen. We got to figure something out, man. It'll be
man.
It'll be completely over. Video and articles. It's done.
All we're missing, if anybody has scores on Battery Creek Ridgeland girls, either Hilton Head High game, or JP2 boys, I think that's all we're missing. So if you got those, hit us in the comments. We'd love to report those before we log off for the night. But what's your next game, Vaughn? Who you guys got up next on Beaver's Own?
Tomorrow. That's why when you said May River, I was like, I got some scheduling to do. I realized I didn't post next week. But yeah, I got Beaver High May River tomorrow.
Oh, right on. I'll likely see you over there. I was planning to try to. They play in the evening or they play in the afternoon?
Girls at 4:30, boys at 6.
Oh man, it's gonna be tight coming in hot from USCB, but I might be able to check out the boys. Make it a triple header.
Yeah, I got that.
But if not, I may come home and watch it on your stream. Actually, that sounds from my recliner. That sounds like a win.
No problem. Hey, to say that.
Who else you got? What else you got next week?
I say that plate that you have over there that's kind of full. You want to add some wrestling commentary to it?
I would be down. I would be down for that if I can make it work. If I can make it work with my schedule, I'd be into that.
I got a couple of interesting ones. We'll talk off camera about that.
10-4. Sounds like a plan.
But I got Well Branch, Battery Creek next week at Well Branch. Beaver High, Bluffton. I got Beaver High quad match on Wednesday, Beaver High.
Nice.
And then the following week, Battery Creek, Bishop England.
If any of them don't match up, or if any of them match up with my schedule, I'm down.
Yeah,
You're gonna be at what now, Wes?
I'll be at that Bluffton game on the 12th. So.
You be at the Bluffton game?
Yeah. I'm pumped for that one.
You're a wrestling fan too, Wes?
I am. Love wrestling. I definitely got into it a lot.
We're bringing him in. Year by year, he gets a little more into it. He's starting to dig it. Yeah.
Collab. I could focus on, man. Listen, Jay, man. You saw that wrestling stream, man. It was rough, bro.
Yeah. Well, they were not helping you out. No, we'll have to talk wrestling. We got a wrestling podcast dropping soon.
Sweet.
And it's got a new name, Wes. It's going to be called the Lowco Grind. And it's going to drop next Wednesday night. We're going live, just like we do for the Hoops Report and the Pigskin live. We're going to go live with the Lowco Grind. We've got a presenting sponsor in place with Reverence Wrestling Club, which, as we've mentioned before, is just doing tremendous work in this community of getting wrestlers extra mat time and getting them exposed to more and more coaches, qualified coaches who can teach different styles and different things. And they're doing great work, and we're excited to continue our partnership with them and get the Lowco Grind off the ground. So the plan is it'll be pretty heavily wrestling focused during the high school season. But then we'll still check in during the off season periodically every couple weeks or every month, depending on as news dictates. But we're also going to mix in the MMA, boxing, any local promotions. We're going to partner up with the Foundry because they're doing a lot of promotions and stuff. And then we got Carlo Perusa, who is our MMA expert. So
I got offered to do that.
Yeah, at the Foundry.
Yeah, to do
let's bring it all together.
To do a live stream. They asked me about the pricing and stuff for it, and I was just like, I don't know. I never did MMA, and when I do it, I want to do it right. So I was thinking about setups and everything, how I was going to do it and everything.
Well, we're going to do it all together. We're going to take this whole wrestling MMA community that's building here in the Loco and give them a place, a home to talk about it and to promote it and to do what we do with high school sports. Why not do the same with the other little communities that exist here within our sports community and give them a place to and a platform. Share the platform. That's what we're all about.
Listen, if you got it in the bag, just call me. Because I'll be honest, dude. If you commentate, I'm good. I commentate because it's a part of it. I like the camera and the graphics and all that.
Well, Carlo's your commentator Carlo has commentated some matches at the Foundry, some fights at the Foundry. He's terrific. And so if you do a live stream and you put Carlo on commentary, you will have a banger of a production, and we'll team up with you on it too, and we'll get in with Abe at the Foundry, and we'll make this thing happen, man. And then we'll do some big wrestling events as well. Let's make this thing roll.
Yeah. I got some on here, but that first wrestling live stream kind of scared me a little bit from these wrestling dates I got on here.
Yeah, it's a little tricky. Yeah,
Especially
keeping up with the scoreboard and all that stuff.
and
There's a
refs that
lot
like to
going on.
roll. Got to get those names in. Luckily for me, I had my secret weapon the other day. Get the names in with Dom Camacho. He was in
There you go.
Yeah, he was in there
Big
getting the
game
names
Dom.
from
Big
the
play
score.
Dom.
Yeah, he was in there getting it for me, man. So
Well, I'll tell you, that was awesome though. You did a terrific job with it. I know that it was janky on the back end, but the production was beautiful. I mean, the video was beautiful. I was able to, scrub through. It was great to be able to scrub through and watch some matches in a quick period of time and see some guys that I otherwise wouldn't get to see for a while and know what people have out there. So I appreciate it more than you can know, man. And I'm super proud of what you've built and really proud of what I've built too. And together,
you got it going,
with
bro.
the people who believe in what we're doing, we're gonna continue to raise the game here in the Loco, and we appreciate you being a part of it, man. But let's shout out some more sponsors. Speaking of the people who believe in the vision and support it, the Lowco Booster Club right now consists of the Court Lifestyle Pros, Daniel and Debbie Quarter, Lowcountry natives selling the Lowco lifestyle on HHI. So if you want to live the good life like them, give them a call. Barefoot Floor Care of the Lowcountry. My guy Chris Odom is the man when it comes to getting those floors clean. He'll get them so clean your feet will thank you, and he's one of the best guys I know to boot. Prime IV Hydration and Wellness, now open in Belfair Town Village. My guy Max is tremendous. He just brings big energy, and he's going to give you big energy with that IV drip filled with all the vitamins and minerals you're lacking. And Rooted Living Wellness is the place to go if your body's not feeling quite right. They've got massage therapists and chiropractors and everybody else in there to help you out, including my guy, Dr. Ambrose Cole, best chiropractor I know and a tremendous individual. You just want to get to know him because he's a world-class human. Eagle Creations, great place to get promotional items, custom apparel, and custom gift baskets. And you still got a few days to place your order to get some custom Christmas gifts to give out to all your friends and family or your sponsors, whomever. I need to get some for our sponsors. And then you got Jay's Barbershop, the place to be in Ridgeland. Go get you a haircut or just hang out and listen to some great conversation. There's some cool guys hanging around in there, and it's a good place to be. And you got tacos on either side, so you can't go wrong. That's the Lowco Booster Club. We appreciate all of y'all for your support. And then, of course, Reverence Wrestling Club. They're going to be jumping in as an MVP sponsor as well because of their support of the Lowco Grind coming at you Wednesday night. We're going to be talking wrestling, probably looking at a 10 o'clock show like tonight, I think, to make sure we have time for people to get settled and get us results and all that stuff. But we'll talk with our folks who are going to be involved with that. But everybody is excited about that because we definitely want to get wrestling. It's just rewards along with the Hoopers that we shout out on the Lowco Hoops Report. So thanks for coming along for the ride, everybody. It's been a great night of hoops in the Lowco. Robbie B is sleeping soundly over there
snoozing.
Beneath the visage of the great Bob Sulik. I love it so much. It's so perfect. Thanks so much to Coach Brown for jumping in. Thanks to Tristan Roberts, as well as Javon Livingston from Buford's Own. You guys are the best. And thanks to all of our sponsors and everybody who showed up to listen or watch. That's going to do it for this one. And until next time, go Lowco.